up his guitar and tried to find a place to play. But they against his head and made sure he was. And his last thoughts were the things he didn't say. Right on, right on, right on, right on. She woke up in the morning and she claimed her JSA. She turned and asked her man if he was gonna be okay. But his cheeks, they turned a ruby red, and then he frowned and shook his head. And I'm sorry, love, I've got to go away. Right on, right on, right on, right on. They all went out one evening and it's gone. And they tried to figure out whose turn it was to pay. But they never made it back to bed. Some may recall that tears were shed.
And the stakes couldn't be higher. Even out here during warm-ups, guys looking focused on what they need to do to pull out the win. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to Game 1. 2K Sports presents the playoffs of the NBA. I'm Kevin Harlan, joined courtside by Greg Anthony and Doris Burke. And it's Allie LaForce for us tonight on the sideline. Now the starting group for the visitors. Smith is out there with Price. Then there's Boozer, and it's Dallenberg in at the 3. And for Texas, we've got Labissiere. Fair is out there with Durant, and it's Gabriel in at the 5 down low.
Here we go.
And it's Texas to start it. Here's Labissiere. That shot, no good.
Pressured that shot by getting a hand up just as good as a block.
And he did it without fouling, and that's become an art, changing shots without making contact.
Nailed from three-point land.
And that'll start us off already. You can feel the tension in this arena.
You get the sense that there is a level of intensity right out of the gates.
Both teams working to stretch the floor.
Well, that three-point shot just gives you so much
Oh, that's an old-fashioned rim route.
Just a remarkable jam. These fans' jaws are on the ground right now. And that's a quick look at that slam from our AT&T Connected team. First quarter, just over a minute played. Here's Fair. That one tied up here into the right post. Johnson Fair. 5 points in the game.
And I like to see this. They're calling his number early, and he's delivering.
They know that if this guy goes off, their chances of winning rise exponentially.
And they don't want to get in a habit of giving him open looks from 3. First quarter still, but not who you want to leave open.
KD finds Labissiere. Back to Durant. And the jam by Kevin Durant.
He's going to be physical in but he looks like he's up for the challenge.
We're just about 2 minutes into the first quarter. Ice passes to Dallenberg. Out to Price. 6 on the shot clock. On the arc. And the rebound goes to Maloney. Cross to Labissiere. And the basket is good, and he's got a chance here for one more at the line.
Once he got to the gym, he was surprised to find himself that wide open.
I think defensively, that is not the way you want to start. Giving up high percentage looks, that doesn't typically end well.
First team foul.
One shot.
For Texas. One shot.
First quarter ball is 2.5 minutes in. Price gets to Dallenberg. Doesn't go, and he's over in from the field. For Texas, they've gone 4 of 5 from the field so far. And Abdelnaby gets it to go.
You can see that every pass they made is leading to a score. Just great ball movement.
Loser a screen on Durant. Nice break, Texas. Here's Abdelnaby. And he's fouled pretty hard on that shot, but he's got the chance to pick up the points at the line. This is his first chance at the line tonight.
Taking 2 shots.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
First free throw is good. He hits both from the strike.
This guy is such a professional, right? Goes about his business in a highly consistent way.
And timeout called by Chris Finch. This now will give him a chance to discuss some potential changes. Now here's Frazier. He's tightly guarded. Out left to the wing. With 1 on the clock. And that goes out of bounds. And they'll get possession. There's Peterson. And we reach the end of the first quarter. Longhorns lead by 4. We'll get things started in the second quarter when we return. And we're ready to get back into the action here in game 1. Let's see what this quarter has in store for us. And for the Longhorns, guys, what jumps out to you stat-wise?
They just came into this game with the mindset of sharing the basketball.
When you keep everyone involved at the offensive end, it keeps everyone engaged in other areas as well.
Payne out there with Dunleavy. And it's Naismith in at the 3 slot. And that one is hammered home.
Putting some extra on it. That dunk was way over the top.
Close game or not, he's going to finish firm when he gets the space. for Texas. Dunleavy is out there with Payne. And it's De Silva in at the one spot. Just a fair. Three-pointer. Now in the scoring column with that bucket. 1 for 2 this game.
Michael will make a wide open shot. Not this one.
To the right wing. 6 to shoot. That's the free fly. The shot by E, no good. To the inside. Payne. And Payne slides it in.
Taking it to the rack with power.
Hammering down the two-hand slam. Shot to stop the run. Hangs home the trifecta. 9 points in the game so far.
Boy, on the perimeter, you have to stay connected to this guy. He's such a good shooter.
Timeout called the Longhorns. Leader with the list of the best shooters during the postseason. And now approaching 2 minutes of action here in the second quarter.
Some power coming from the PG.
That's right, GA. Seeing more and more of that these days. Backcourt guys who can elevate.
We know versatility is huge in this game. Just a tremendous job finishing that play. Wow.
And they're getting their points now almost exclusively from the triple. 4 of their last 5 makes are from beyond the arc.
And Payne scores it in.
Yeah, a nice, strong finish on the inside.
But Greg, that's what he does. He's got the dunker mentality. On 5 of 8 from three-point land. 15 points and a deep ball for them tonight. Inside, it's stolen by Labissiere. Down low. Estafel hits it from three-point range. Fair's got the lead at the 10 now for the Longhorns. All right, well, look at how the hustle game has the win for the Longhorns.
Right off the bat, looking after the ball. Looking to jump into the passing lanes and gain some skills in transition.
Another big component of their early game tonight has been points on turnovers. Great job converting on those chances.
Takes the three, and again it's the Longhorns from deep.
With the lead, that's the strategy. Continue to get the ball to guys who can do something.
One thing we've learned in the NBA, the game is never over, so you've got to continue to score, continue to build your lead.
That one's good, and the Texas leads get back down to 10 points after they get the bucket from Price. Pass to Labissiere. Here's Fair. Labissiere with the ball. And Texas hits again from deep.
And guys getting into a nice groove here, starting to feel it.
And this is partly what the game has become, right? A matter of dueling three-point opportunities.
So it's Texas looking at a 13-point lead heading into the next quarter. And their ability to get points in the paint has made all the difference in this one. We'll get right back to the action when we return.
we thank you for joining this postseason broadcast, and it's been an outstanding first half.
This is a shooting clinic. And if I'm their coach, I'm not changing one thing.
Yeah, when a team is this in sync, they make it look easy, just like us in the studio.
I'm curious. You guys both played in a lot of playoff games. What's a game one like?
To me, it's the most important game of the series. A chance to come out strong, set the tone, Ernie, like getting everyone on notice. And game ones are really the best chance for the underdog to sneak in and steal a win.
Yeah, you say that, Kenny, because you're the underdog around here. You better not be stealing nothing away from me. Stay away from my snacks. I'm the alpha.
Well, glad the whole pack was able to weigh in on that one. That'll do it for our show tonight. Thanks for joining us, and we'll send you back to Kevin Harlan for more Hoops action.
With more playoff action from the Western Conference semifinals. And with the second half upon us, we'll find out if this team becomes the route that it's threatening to be. And on the floor for Chris Finch as we get into the second half. They've got Boozer. Price is out there with Smith. And Dallenberg in at the free spot. And Durant launches from deep. Trying to come right back with the three of his own. It's no good. Smith on the wing. Outside Boozer. It's Price on the wing. Misses the three. Lawrence leading by 10. Pass to Gabriel. Here's the three. Sinks the three-pointer.
And running right off the bat here. Start us out.
And here's Dallenberg. Trying to answer back, but that three is off the mark. Here's Fair. And again, it's the Longhorns from deep.
I mean, understand he's the leader of this offense. They look to get him the ball every chance they get.
And timeout called by Chris Finch. Coach is going to take a few minutes to regroup and look over the strategy. So it's the visitors now. They trail by 16. Lets it go with the three. It's good. The basket is now 5 for 9.
And he's really shot the ball well, but it hasn't been contagious.
KD with the bucket. Pass to Dallenberg. The three ball. That's in, coming off an assist from Price. Price has got 4 assists in the game.
They're come at him, and we're coming right back at you.
And you would expect nothing less from these two, taking pride and making plays.
It's Price on the wing. It's stolen by Labissiere. Here's Durant. And finished off by Keating.
And look at that young man. Durant attacks the length there with length and speed.
A minute 42 left in the third quarter. Here's Gallinberg. And rebound goes to the wing. Covered by Smith. Pass to Labissiere. A three. No hit that one.
And you don't want to give up that kind of look too often.
Price outside. Pocket six. Screen by Boozer. And the three ball is good. 18 points for him.
He's found his rhythm from deep, and you can see the confidence.
And I think the defender knows once he gets cooking, look out. The bucket looks awfully big to him right now.
And Texas calls time here. As the teams head into this timeout, a chance for the coaches now to map out some plays for the next few minutes and a chance for the players to rehydrate with some Gatorade. That's important if they want to make sure they don't wear down later in the game.
Absolutely. Over the course of the game, you have to stay hydrated.
Here's De Silva. Still yet to score. For three, Payne drains the three-pointer. And the Longhorns lead by 15.
Every team wants bigs who can knock it down from distance. Yes, sir.
The pass to Gallinberg. Just 4 to shoot. It's deflected. And that one ends up out of bounds. And they retain possession. And the Longhorns making a change here. Hardaway's checked in. They get a hand on it. Pushing it up. Here's Fair. Finished off the break. Fair's got 5 points now in the quarter.
Well, there you go. One team operating on all cylinders at both ends. Steals, fast break buckets, and the other team will scramble.
Frazier the pass to Peterson. Now 8 seconds separating the two clocks. From deep. Payne plants the board.
A good board there. Overall, they're being slightly out-rebounded. Well, overall, they're the team getting the better look here in this second half.
And I think what's happening is they're getting their shot to get the flow of their offense, and you can clearly see the difference.
As we conclude the third quarter, pretty much a blowout. It's been a one-sided affair. Longhorns out front, delivering the blowout. And coming up as soon as we return from break, the fourth quarter gets underway. In a moment now, as we take a look at our State Farm assists of the game.
And the definition of teamwork right there, guys. I mean, what great communication between them, and what a beautiful feat.
Nothing better than chemistry, right? Working together to create a bucket.
And there have been two very different performances from these teams today. We get going in quarter number 4. We've got Labissiere, also Payne out there, and it's Asmus in at the shooting guard. And 3 pointers right on target.
Yeah, they're lead right now. Continues to grow.
exactly how you get yourself into transition. The gamble pays off.
Putting the position to the field. Not bad at all. And here's Price for three. Kane grabs the board.
And you could tell he thought that triple was going to fall.
Such a wide open look.
He shot from outside. There's no doubt about that. Spreading the floor and hitting them up.
Pika, defended by Labissiere. Just 5 on the clock. Drills the three-pointer.
And guys getting into a nice groove here, starting to feel it.
And this is partly what the game has become, right? A matter of dueling three-point opportunities.
On 1 or 2 from three-point range here in the fourth. That's the Price. To the middle. And the rebound goes to the Warriors.
Boy, just tremendous effort on defense. That's a clear message from him. No easy buckets.
Gone 1 of 3 from the field. On a pass break now for the Longhorns. De Silva, no good. Now Smith. Price outside. Elbow shot is on the way. Jump shot is good.
And you see the ability to rise and fire from mid-range, even against that length.
Well, I'll tell you, I love that he's not afraid to take on the size mismatch there, right? Doesn't matter. Just make shots.
Back to Smith from outside the arc. The edge rebounded by Labissiere. Pass to Payne. Launches a three. Rebound by Smith. Orange is 33% from the field in the fourth quarter. So they are 2 of 6. Price outside. Got a hand on it. To the paint. Labissiere. That pass to Israel. They need this one. And he's good on the 3-ball. And breaking down some numbers here, the hustle stats for Texas.
A high-effort brand of defense has been paying off for them in this one. They've managed to either block or alter a ton of their opponent's shots.
And you also have to love the way they've gotten out and run in transition. A ton of good chances tonight simply from being willing to run the floor.
And Texas hits again from deep.
Another reason why they're up. Just taking what the defense giving him here.
Pass to E. And they pick up 2. E's got his first 2 points of the night.
You know, you have to use the bounce pass in that instance to make the catch easier.
Here's Payne, and Payne shoots it in.
Haven't we seen that a few times today, guys? I mean, their defense has got to have a little bit more toughness in it.
Gotten only 3 of their 9 field goal attempts to go down since the end of the third. Pretty cold down the stretch. Pass to Price. It's good from long range.
He's hit 4 now from behind the arc, 2 in each half, making an impact.
Into the lane, and Haynes shoots it in.
Using the rim to get some true things out.
You know, he just wanted to make sure the landing was softer than the takeoff. Pass to Smith. Here's De Silva. Here's what we see. Good on the triple.
Well, this looks completely different with all the greens they're allowed.
Nice passes to Smith. On target from outside.
And it's a +5 advantage for them in rebounding after that one. That's not the type of opportunity he fails to convert very often.
And Labissiere sends it back. On the 3 off target. Got a disappointing 2 of 6 on 3-point attempts here in the fourth. That's blocked. Pass to De Silva. Takes a 3. Buries it from 3-point range. Labissiere's got 6 points in the quarter.
Well, the D has gotten a little bit lax here defending the triple.
Looking to end the run. And the rebound goes to the Warriors.
Well, that's surprising. realizing this guy is a good mid-range shooter, just can't get it to go.
De Silva, no good. Price, high post. Labissière's there. Shot clock at 5. And here's Price for 3. That one does not go. It puts him at 5 for 9 from the field. Power down with both hands.
That is not possible. What we just, is that possible?
I think it is, Greg. Not probable, but like possible, like you said. What a great look here at this tremendous move from our AT&T Connected Cam point of view. A three-pointer off the mark.
No matter what looks they get, they just can't convert to stop this run.
I think you can start to feel their frustration mounting. With every missed bucket, it becomes more and more desperate. After an ice-cold start to this game, he is pouring it on here in the second half.
Smith outside, lets it go from deep, and there's Price. That's good on the assist by Smith. Price has got 11 in the second half. And the basket by Eastman.
Big miscommunication on defense. He recognizes it and quickly takes it back.
And that's typical of this guy. He's always reading the situation, reacting quickly, and capitalizing.
And the series has been won. A big playoff win for them. But what isn't big in the postseason, huh?
Great point. I really just love the composure with which they played tonight. It's easy to get too keyed up for postseason basketball, but they kept their heads and just went about the business of winning.
It's time for us to say goodbye. We hope you've enjoyed our second-round coverage of the NBA Western Conference Playoffs. For Dorisburg, Greg Anthony, and our sideline reporter, Allie LaForce, this is Kevin Harlan. Thanks for tuning in tonight. And now, our player of the game.
Two girls in the car, I don't know who to choose. I fell in love with you, I fell in love with you. Easy out of here, easy out of here. What did you want?
Pass to Flowers. Here's Hughes. James with a steal. They've got Johnson. He's out there with Prince. And it's Foster in at the center, locking down the middle.
Oh, man. He got fancy with that finish.
He may be trying to provide the spark they need to break this one open. Thanks to AT&T for that fantastic look from their connected cam. Here's Foster. Right wing. 6 on the shot clock. Here's Prince. Plenty of room to knock down that one.
This right here, this is how you want to play the game. With passion, with energy, just great hustle play right there. And this is exactly who you want taking that shot. He just missed it.
Pass to Foster. Here's Prince. Plenty of space. And that one is right through the heart.
Well, with his skill and confidence with the ball, if you put him in position, he'll reward you.
And they pick up 2.
They made things hard on themselves going cold in the first half, but they've been warming up since.
Doherty's gone 3 for 5 shooting from the floor. Here's Foster. Nice jump shot from the top of the key. Foster's got 11 in the second half.
He's really fighting.
Is only human. Don't think I haven't been through the same predicament. Let it sit inside your head like a million women in Philly pen. It's silly when girls sell their souls because it's sin. Look at where you be in. Hair weaves like Europeans. Fake nails done by Koreans. Come again. Yeah. A win-win. Come again. A win-win. Come again. My friend, come again. verse is dedicated to the man. More concerned with his rims and his Timbs and his women. Him and his man come in the club like hooligans. Don't care who they your fan, Papa Yang. Like you got Yang. Let's stop pretend. The one body waste man. Still the name of this basement. The pretty face man claiming that they man need to take care of their 3 and 4 kids. Been the facing when the child support's late. Money taking, heartbreaking. Now you wonder why women hate me. The sneaky silent man. Stop acting like boys and be men. How you gon' win when you ain't right within? How you gon' win when you ain't right within? How you gon' win when you ain't right within? Come again. Yo, come again. The red drink, come again. And six drink, come again.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to Game 1. 2K Sports presents the playoffs of the NBA. This is Kevin Harlan, joined by Greg Anthony and Clark Kellogg, with Allie LaForce reporting courtside. Now the starting group for the visitors. We've got McGee, and it's Bayless in at the 3 spot. And for the Jayhawks, we've got Prince, also Reynolds out there. And it's Foster in at the pivot spot, manning the middle. It'll be the Jayhawks off the tip. So the first quarter now underway as we begin the Eastern Conference Finals. Bounce pass, Prince. And stolen by Reynolds. Back up. And a lot of contact on that one, so here's some 2 here. First trip to the line for him. Shoot 2. He's off on the first. The second. Now Foster. Pass to Prince. Good ball movement here by the Jayhawks. Gets it to go from beyond the arc.
And he likes to get in a rhythm early.
Right side right. A floater. Count it.
Boy, he is fundamentally sound. Tough cover.
Gone here in the first quarter. Here's Foster. Oh, and he knocks it off the glass. Wow. Here's the Cabot. Back to Leonard from downtown. Good on the three-point shot. Leonard's got 6 points.
Well, he is looking confident. Love how they're using him so far.
And you know what? They're going to keep using him. He'll be the centerpiece of their offense today. You can bank on that.
Both teams working to stretch the floor.
Nothing like answering back. One team gets 3, you fire 3 of your own. Boom.
Here's Caboclo. It's blocked. Inside side. Pass for Reynolds. Here's Clark. 5 to shoot. And here's Prince Can't get it to fall, and he's missed the second after making his first. Bayless the pass to Leonard. From past the arc, it's the three-point foul.
The backcourt today as good as it gets. And they've earned the green light every time they touch the ball.
Timeout called the Jayhawks. This team's going to show you the list of the postseason scoring leaders.
Substitution on the court.
Here in the first, just under 2.5 minutes played so far. Inside Prince. It's stolen by Dunleavy. A finish. Oh, my goodness. Come on now. And there's the slam dunk to finish it off.
And this sort of awesome dunk is one of the reasons this team is in charge of this game.
Well, there's a swagger out there. You can see it on the court that they possess and are not afraid to show it either.
Boy, I used to love going up and jamming it down like that.
Connects in three-point range. Reynolds has got his second bucket of the night. There's the screen. Dunleavy the pass to Caboclo. Shot clock at 6. No good on the triple. The Jayhawks have gone 3 of 5 shooting the ball so far. Here's Caboclo and the call of fouls, and he's got the and one chance here to make it a 3-point ball.
I like to call that stick-to-itiveness. Getting everything you possibly could out of that play.
On the way. What's up?
Here's Timmerman. Thing on the board. 3-pointer. And Caboclo pulls it down.
And close to making the defense pay for the lax coverage that time.
When you have that kind of size advantage, you just need to go right to the rim.
Here's Reynolds, and the jumper is good. Here's Dunleavy, sinks the 15-footer.
And hitting the mid-range jumper here early gives the defense just another thing that to think about.
Well, they better be thinking about him. You know how dangerous he is.
Offense, the order of the day as the first quarter comes to a close. They lead by 7. And the second quarter about to get started. We'll be back in just a moment. And we're ready to get back into the action here in game 1. Let's see what this quarter has in store for us. Looking at what we've seen so far, guys, from the visiting team, what do you think?
Well, they used the fast break to generate some easy buckets before the defense could get set.
And, you know, for them guys, it's all about tempo. Keep the pressure on and do so as much as possible.
He got Hawkins, and it's Forrest in at the 5 down low. We've got Wang. The lady is up there with Goodwin, and it's Leonard in point guard. Aim for the Jayhawks. We've got Hawkins, and it's Reynolds in at the small forward position. Wang with the ball.
Right there.
One shot.
And this is his first trip to the line tonight.
One shot.
Here's Flowers. Scoreless thus far. We've got McGee. Dunleavy is up there with Wang, and it's Leonard in at the point.
You're not going to see that very often. Plenty of space, but he just basically missed something.
Here's Leonard. And he can't extend the lead to double digits.
That's a surprise. I mean, really out of character for him to miss when the defense is not right upon him.
There's Flowers. That's good on the jump shot.
And that assist got him a little nod from his teammate after that one.
Here in the second with about a minute and a half gone by. Here's Leonard. Knocks down a step-back Jay. Leonard's got his third basket of the night right there.
And throw move there. Finds a way to gain some separation against the much taller defender.
You know, your assumption would be that he'd be at a big disadvantage in that matchup. You're assuming wrong.
Here's Leonard. After the Jayhawks picked up three with their last shot. We're now about 2 minutes into the second quarter.
Substitution on the court.
We've got 1:55 left in the first half. Bayless finds Dunleavy. Now here is McGee. Just 5 to shoot. Pass to Bayless. No good on the three. Prince looking around. Here's Flowers. Bayless covering. Here's Reynolds. He has 6. McGee dishes to Bayless. There's a good screen. Drops in the tray.
And the lack of effort to fight over the screen there makes that an easy shot.
Well, I'm going to credit the screen. I mean, that's a good, strong pick he lays there.
Reynolds. And right away, they answer with a three-pointer of their own. Reynolds has got 9. 54 seconds left in the first half of the game. Pass to Kavoke. Foster. Fires the three, and he gets it back. McGee is screen on Prince. It's in shot. And the ball to Bobo. No good. The Jayhawks have gone 4 of 6 in the field here in the second. Foster against Prince. There's the triple. And again, the Jayhawks with the triple.
And we always talk about making your teammate better. That assist was right on target.
They set the pick. Out to the right wing. Here's Caboclo. And that'll do it for the first half of the game so far. They lead by 3. And we'll be back right after this.
27.
Greetings, one and all. The postseason drama we love, and no disappointment here as it's a close game so far.
They've managed to keep this game very competitive. And despite the crowd's attempt to distract them, they've really stayed focused on closing this thing out.
Oh, I'm sorry. I was distracted. I would be impressed to see this series end on the road. The conference finals. Big fella, do you expect these teams to pull out all the stops?
That would be correct, Armando Arnie. That's right. No minute restrictions. Let the stars shine tonight.
You have to leave it all out there. Even if you're banged up, find a way to get it done.
The competition level on the rise. Thanks for joining us. Now let's toss it to Kevin Harlan for the start of the second half.
Heading back to the action here in the Eastern Conference Final. have pulled down the most rebounds during this postseason. And we're just about a minute and a half into the first quarter of basketball. Prince, the pass to Richards. Here's Timmerman. And again, the Jayhawks with the triple.
That's a dozen straight points coming off the triple.
From beyond the arc. The defense is just not there.
Here's Caboclo. He's got 11.
2 minutes remaining in the quarter. 2 minutes.
Rebounded by the Jayhawks. It's Prince on the wing. Pass for Reynolds. Good ball movement here by the Jayhawks. It puts them in the lead. Flowers has got his second bucket tonight.
Just look at what a sniper he is from long range. He's got such an unusual skill for a big player.
Leonard thanks for 2. From out in the wing, he knocks it down. The Jayhawks have gone 4 for 4 from the field since the halftime break. Terrific start to the third quarter. Reynolds being hit.
Hard to figure out how he doesn't knock that one down. No defender in sight.
Here's the line to the hoop. Tarlock defended by Foster. Leonard against Prince. Pocket 6. And it's Leonard missing.
He felt the defense on that attempt. Great rim protection.
Over to the wing. Timmerman cranes it from beyond the arc. Timmerman's got the lead up to 2 now for the Jayhawks.
How about the last 5 made shots have been through? The defense is just getting the label.
Both teams get the message to cover shooters after 1 or 2 wide open looks at the three-point shot, but it seems like they have just not figured it out.
Here's Caboclo, and it's good. And time running down on the shot clock. Caboclo's got 13. And we wrap up the third. Looking to be an exciting fourth quarter. And we'll have the start of the fourth quarter for you as soon as we get back from this short break. While we have the chance now, folks, let's go to our State Farm assist of the game.
And definitely deserving of the prize tonight. How about the read he made here? Looking like a point guard with the pass right on the money.
Terrific versatility coming from the big man. Not something that the majority of big guys possess.
Well, what a terrific game it's been so far with this fourth quarter. Sure bring more pleasure-packed basketball. We've got Foster. Also, Ben will be out there, and it's McGee in at the center, walking down the middle.
What he lacks in height, he certainly makes up for with his back.
Here's Bayless. Pass to Foster. It's good, and so Bayless with the assist. There is just no way to tell who is going to pull this one out.
When you've had this many lead changes, you're looking to see which one of those plays is going to be a momentum swing.
Here's it from outside.
They're getting their points now almost exclusively from the triple. 4 of their last 5 makes are from beyond the arc.
It's hard for me to watch this. I mean, the defense practically giving them those shots.
And Dunleavy gets it to go in.
The real come at us, and we're coming right back at you.
A little back and forth from long range. I love it. That's a terrific answer, Nick.
Here's Hawkins. And again, the count with the triple.
The defense is far too slow to close out on those 3-point attempts.
And those triples, they sure do add up quickly, don't they? I mean, they've got to make some kind of adjustment here.
Here's Foster. And he can't answer back the three-pointer off that. The Jayhawks have got 5 of their shots to drop during the fourth quarter. They came on a break on a roll. And it's going to be out of bounds. The Jayhawks will have another go. And the Jayhawks making a change here. Pittman's checked in. Hazards a flash. And the Jayhawks again get hit. Dunleavy, this is the base. For three, sinks the triple.
And we've seen several lead changes tonight. Neither team giving it.
Yeah, and the lead has changed hands, and it just hasn't stayed in those hands very long when it's changed. Back and forth we go.
A solo fast break. Now Foster. 6 on the shot clock. To the middle. Here's Tarlac, and he jams it with authority.
You love how each side has risen to the challenge throughout this one.
Hey, defense is taking a back burner. Secondary on the marquee, but who doesn't love a team like this? Let's go. I like offense.
Defensively, you can't back off them that much, and you don't want to give up easy threes at this stage of the game.
McGee a screen. It's Bayless with the three. Buries the long-range jumper. Bayless has got 6 in the quarter.
Over the course of the game, he's been very accurate, doing some great stuff.
Reynolds, good.
And that's right in his wheelhouse, looking to make an impact when it counts.
You know, they want the ball in his hands here because they trust him to hit all the big shots.
Here's the pitch. Mr. Bayless. Here's Dunleavy. There's the three. Bayless is on the front. Hawkins with it. And another basket for the Jayhawks. Now here's Bayless. McGee up top. His first shot coming late. And they try to roll it around the rim. McGee's got his first bucket of the night. The Jayhawks have gone 6 of 8 from the field in the quarter so far. It's been a great start to this final quarter for them. And they're on the break. Here's Bayless. Pass to Foster. And it's Bayless in the corner. 6 to shoot. Let's go. It falls for his 5th field goal of the night. Now shooting 5 for 8.
And then you like to see since the half now he's finally starting to come around.
Here's Hawkins. Knocks down the 3-ball. Hawkins has got 8 points here in this quarter.
3-pointers are killing it at this point. But they haven't been able to respond at the other end.
You know, the only way that's going to turn around defensively is by stopping the outside shot, not getting into a shootout. They're not going to out-shoot out this team.
Takes up a 3. And again, the Jayhawks with the triple.
Defensively, you've got to apply more pressure to a shooter of his caliber.
And here is Bayless. Inside. Here's McGee. That's good. So Bayless with the assist. Bayless has got 3 assists tonight.
And this is the effort you want to see out of your guys, win or lose.
Yeah, you know what? I agree. I mean, they're showing a bunch of fortitude here, keeping this game tight.
Now here's McGee. After Dunleavy. Here's Foster. Gets the 3-pointer to fall.
Making the most of his opportunities. He's been effective down the stretch.
Here is Pippen. Shoots it up. And another basket for the team.
Really nice rhythm to his game here late. I mean, he's hit 3 out of 4 this quarter and looks to put his team over the top.
And the shot goes in. The guys here in the 4th quarter. Still a close game.
Instant classic, fellas. This one could come right down to the last shot.
Has been just uncontainable. 72%. Here's Flowers. Sinks the triple.
Yeah, that's too good enough to get good from behind.
And an impressive 65% having their way with this defense. McGee a screen. There's Bayless with the 3. Makes that one his 6th of the night. Shooting very healthy, 6 for 9.
Boy, he's been a different player here in the second half. Looking much more comfortable on the offensive end.
Pass to Pippen. 6 on the shot clock. And again, the Jayhawks with the triple. That's it. They've won the series.
What an impressive bit of work. I mean, you think about all the preparation that went into this. It really started in the offseason, and it then carried right
the story continues as we now move on to the NBA Finals, representing the Eastern Conference.
Yeah, tonight they'll celebrate, but tomorrow it'll be all business, starting from square one with their game planning and identifying the matchups they think they can exploit.
They're just 4 wins away from hoisting the Larry O'Brien Trophy. Can they complete their mission? We can't wait to see. And so this one is in the books. We hope you've enjoyed being with us for the Eastern Conference Finals. Alongside Clark Kellogg, Greg Anthony, and Allie LaForce, I'm Kevin Harlan. And as always, we appreciate you joining us right here tonight on 2K. So long, everyone.
to tip it off in just moments. I'm Brian Anderson, courtside, along with Grant Hill and Tim Legler. Allie LaForce will be joining us in just a moment. Now the starting group for the visitors. And it's Oberto in at the 2. And for Texas, they've got Kevin Durant, and it's Labissiere in at the 4-man position.
Here we go.
Pass to Gill. On the clock, using his post moves to get the 2 points.
The defensive effort was lacking a bit, but hey, give them credit for finding a weakness there.
Well, with that kind of success, I imagine they'll continue to be aggressive inside.
Great job on the back end of the play.
Yep, finished with both hands, making sure of it. Here's third. Again, and he cuts it.
Getting up and then throwing it down.
Oh, that was a big hammer right there. Thanks to the AT&T Connected Cam for the up-close and personal view of that slam. And we're about a minute into the first. Pass to Gill. Clock at 6. And he draws foul. We'll head to the line for 2. It's his first trip to the 2.
Offensively, and a very difficult player to game plan for.
Here's Labissiere. Texas whipping the ball around now. And another 3 for Texas.
Well, I love the offensive game plan to this point.
Here's Whitehead. There's the screen to the middle. The steal. In transition, here it comes. And it's slammed in by Durant.
And that's what happens when you don't take care of the ball.
Hey, that makes the turnover hurt even more.
All it takes is a half second of carelessness, and someone will be rocking the rim going the other way.
Pass to Gill. Shot clock at 6. Here's Whitehead. 3-pointer. And that's good. His first bucket of the game.
When you can shoot over the top of people and hit a high percentage from out there, you are in real trouble.
There is no doubt what's going to happen once he reaches the rim.
And here's a timeout from Mitch Johnson. A moment to rest and confer on the game plan. Season. Let's see who's been working the hardest on the glass. First quarter of play, and we're about 3 minutes in. Pass to Barry. Takes a 3. Knocks it down from distance.
Good passing to set that up. Teamwork on display.
Outside Payne.
with the clock almost at 0. Great awareness on his part.
And so it's Texas going into the break up 12. Boy, they've been playing at a fast pace, beating the defense in transition and adding to that big lead. Back to the game after this break. And time for us to get back into it here in game one. And look at how the offensive approach has been going so far for Texas.
Well, in today's NBA, the three-point shot is so valuable. They realize this, and that's why they're continuing to drain as many as they can.
And then there's the points off turnovers. They really made the other team pay when they lacked ball security.
And it's Roy in at the 4. Here's Dunleavy. Hasn't gotten one to fall yet. Just 5 to shoot. Puts it up from 17. Good as the jump shot falls.
He really hooked the defender with that pump fake. It worked to perfection.
Texas leading by 8. Here's the Silva. The rebound by Blackman.
Well, the defense challenged him just enough to force that miss. They really collapsed when he got close to the rim.
Oh, there's the whistle on the shot. So 2 free throws for him. He's on a timeout for Mitch Johnson. He's going to take a minute to regroup with his players.
Let's give Coach credit. He's trying to find a way to squeeze the most out of every possession.
Adjustments are everything in this league, and you need to maximize your time to make those adjustments.
Shoot 2.
And the first one at the line is good. Good on both. Just over a minute has passed here in the second quarter. Tipped away. Here's Roy. He's scoreless. He's got a clear path. Here's Payne. And the fast break ends at the rim with a jam.
Come on, B.A. He sure can rise.
Kraft, that's as good as it gets. One of the best in the league. Here's Dunleavy. Pass to Alberto. Here's Roy. 5 on the clock. Fires the 3. Kept alive.
Using his size to full advantage. He beats everyone to the ball.
That was good. Fair.
And just executing at a high level. I mean, taking what the defense allows and putting it in the work.
Well, they are making something very difficult look simple right now.
Here's Alberto. Right away, they match it with a three-pointer of their own. Alberto's got 7.
And both teams running long-range plays that are working.
Yeah, just going back and forth, it is really competitive out there.
Now a timeout called by Texas. just joining us, we're almost 2.5 minutes into the second. Pass to De Silva. Over to the wing. Down to 5 on the shot clock. And that one's good. The VCR.
They're getting torched on the perimeter. 4 of the last 5 buckets have been threes.
Launches it. Kevin Durant lays it in. Texas leading by 11. Pass to Payne. And another 3 for Texas.
Wow. Their opponent is doing a tremendous job spacing the floor.
Here's Roy. Guarded by Durant. Shoots. Roy can't get it to go.
I admire the play call. They just couldn't capitalize.
Well, it just shows that you can do everything right and still come away empty-handed.
A dozen consecutive points off of threes. This defense looks rattled.
And here in the second quarter of action, as we approach 4 minutes played. Pass to Roberto. To win the run. Sinks the tray. Roberto's got 10. Durant way outside. And another 3 for Texas.
Oh, you gotta love the back and forth. Showing real confidence at the line.
And when you give up a 3, there's always this instinct to try and get it back into you.
And so it's Texas leading by 17 at the end of the period. They just can't miss right now. Every shot they're taking, you assume, is going in. More 2K action in just a moment.
Welcome, folks. Game 1 and a big deficit right now.
The defense has been trash. That is, if you can call it defense. I call it being lazy.
Yeah, it's lazy, Shaq. They've been outworked, and you got to beat them to the basketball. That's the kind of team that you want to have. And so far, they haven't answered the bell.
Guys, it appears that everything is going their way so far.
Yeah, it sure is, Ernie. They have to feel great about what they're doing right here. I think it's become clear they are the better team.
Yeah, but remember, guys, this thing ain't over yet. They can't get too comfortable. They need to come out strong. Don't let up and put this thing away.
You're right, Shaq. You can't take anything for granted in this league. Thanks, as always, for watching. Let's head back to Brian Anderson and crew for the start of the second half.
Glad to have you with us as we return to the action here in the Western Conference Finals. Texas leading by 17. They've got Kevin Durant, and it's fair in at the small forward position. And the shot counts. He's fouled, and it's a chance for a three-point play. Texas shooting their first free throw of the night.
One shot.
Gone 4 of 8 from 3, a nice percentage. And on the floor for Mitch Johnson starting the second half. And it's
They're really in control on both ends of the floor right now, forcing turnovers and finding easy points, while the other guys struggle to keep up.
And thanks to AT&T for a great look at that dunk on their connected cam. Here's Roberto. He's got 10. Here's Gill. Misses the 3. Used the pump fake well, but he couldn't capitalize. Three-pointer. strength tonight. To the wing, right side. Fires the three. There he misses. Texas leading by 22. Pass to Fair. From the arc. Hits the three-pointer. Fair's got 6.
This defense is getting spaced out. 3 of the last 5 buckets have come from way beyond the arc.
And the visitors call time here.
To start the second half, not what they wanted.
Just rising up to the rim.
Now, when he gets up there, he gets up there. You know what I'm saying? Gone 0 for 2 from outside here in the third. Pass to Alberto. Jacks up a 3. Sinks it from distance. Mary's got 6.
Well, the defense needs to be better there. They gave way too much space. That's a great look. His teammate was on the move, but he put it right where it needed to be.
Not quite 2.5 minutes played here in the second half. Pass to Gill. Inside. Another steal. He's all alone. Here's Gabriel. Boom! He tapped it straight down.
Their offense has been unstoppable. Just firing on all cylinders.
Well, you have to love the execution, and you have to love the relentlessness.
1:20 left in the third quarter. Here's Alberto. They set the pick. Out left to the wing. 5 to shoot. Here's Barry. Texas with a rebound.
He expects to make every one of those, and we expect him to make them too. Did you see the rotation in the air? In control? Outrageous.
Now look at his teammates, man. They are pumped. The visitors with the ball. There's 49 seconds left in the third quarter. Pass to Whitehead. 4 on the clock. Pulls up on the wing. That's good on the jumper. Whitehead's got his second basket of the game. And here's Durant. He'll bring it up for the Longhorns. Since halftime, they've only allowed 5 points.
Everything is dropping for them. Just a terrific third period run.
Well, whatever they talked about at halftime, it's working now.
Here's Barry. He's got 6. Here's Roberto on the mark with the 15-footer. He's got 12.
Oh, what a crafty move. Causing the defender to pause right there. Shot blocked. And so it's Texas building a bounce the lead. Up 31 points as this quarter concludes.
Their efficiency has been off the charts. They're running their sets well with patience and purpose. And more NBA action on 2K Sports coming your way right after this. Performances from these teams today as we get going in quarter number 4. And it's Payne in at the 5, down low. Roy's shot is good.
He just needs more shots. He has to get more involved.
Down low. Texas working the ball around now. Pass to Abdelnaby. And another 3 for Texas.
And let's face it, when you're down this many points, you simply can't let them get that good of a look.
One more miscommunication at the defensive end. Just brutal. It can't happen.
Here's Labissiere. Over to the left wing. Nails it from beyond the arc.
That's been typical of their performance today. They're sharing the ball and creating good shots.
Pass to Roy. Takes the 3. Silva with the rebound.
Yeah, and the defense has really got to tighten up on him. I mean, he's just too dangerous from the three-point line.
The shot by Labissiere, no good.
Defense dodged the bullet that time. Total breakdown.
Here's Roy. And he comes up with a bucket. Texas has gone 2 of 3 from beyond the arc here in the 4th. Here's Abdelnaby. Not going to go that time. Pass to Alberto. Here's Roy. Lets it go from deep. Hits the trifecta.
That's a... breakdown defensively. He is far too good of a shooter to leave that wide open.
Here's Labissiere. Blocked. And that goes out of bounds. And they retain possession. So it's both teams making substitutions here. Pass to Abdelnaby. And the three-pointer goes. Abdelnaby's got 9 points here in the second half.
Man, they're having a hard time defending the triple. That's 3 in a row.
Here's Alberto. And he can't answer back. The three-pointer offline. For Texas, they've got 3 of 6 shots to go in this 4th quarter. And another 3 for Texas.
All 5 of the last buckets they've given up have been from downtown.
Got 7 of their 16 three-point attempts to go in. Here's Barry. And a miss there on the triple.
And right now they're +8 in the rebounding category. That's helping them run away with this.
Shooting about 43% since the 4th quarter began. Here's Roy. Pass to Dunleavy. And he's going for the lob. Steps back. Here's Roy. That shot off the mark.
The defense doing just enough there to affect that shot.
Plenty of daylight on that shot.
It's just incredible. I mean, he's really making it rain out there, knocking them down one after another.
This defense is trying to stay connected to him, but he is on a mission.
Here's Alberto. After Texas picked up a 3 with their last shot. Looking to win the run. Gets the 3 ball to go. Oh, he's got 11 here in the quarter alone.
And he is doing everything he can to keep his team in it, trying to lift his teammates up.
And he got the whistle on the way up. so he'll be headed to the line for a pair. All right, guys, what do you think about the offensive approach we've seen so far for Texas?
What stood out to me was their passing. They moved the ball effortlessly and have been able to find those holes in the defense.
And I also really like the pace they've played with in this one, specifically how high tempo it's been, clearly working to their advantage so far.
Both teams deciding to change it up. Both good from the line that time. Gone 3 of 7 from the perimeter during the fourth. Stolen by Payne in transition. And he jams it home with authority.
That'll be a move to remember.
Wow. Yeah, great creativity in the air. Got 4 of 9 shots to go in during this fourth quarter. Beyond the arc. Nails it from 3.
Yeah, defensively, you just have to be better than that. You know he's a very good three-point shooter.
And it's slammed in by Durant.
Since halftime, they have been efficient and effective, making Coach very happy.
Their offense is cooking right now, and that's because the execution has been there.
Here's Roy. After the basket by Texas on the other end. Here's Oberto. Clock is at 3. There's the block.
You have to credit their effort. I mean, Texas does an amazing job on the glass. Did you see that? I mean, going right to the rim. That's how you finish in the open floor.
And give him a lot of credit for his effort right there running the floor.
To the paint. Texas with a rebound. Payne tries. And the dunk to finish it off. Oh, beauty.
It's so sick, the vertical ability.
That was flat out awesome. He has that effortless knack for getting to the hoop. Gone 4 of 8 from three-point land during the fourth. Pass to Oberto. There's the triple. Knocks down the triple.
They've been pretty lax with their perimeter defense, giving up a lot of three-pointers.
Here's Fair. And here's Payne. Out to the right wing. Baseline jumper. Score that basket. His 8 out of 9 shots here today.
Setting each other up beautifully. I love it. 8 of their last 10 points coming off assists.
Drains the triple.
Back-to-back threes, making their defense work on the perimeter a bit.
Here's Labissiere. Tried to come right back with a 3 of his own, but it's no good. Here's Roy. From deep. Drills it from deep.
He's caught fire here in the second half. Better late than never.
Roy's gone 4 of 6 from beyond the arc. Lethal accuracy. To the left wing. Here's Fair. And the ball ends up out of bounds. And they'll keep possession. Shot clock at 5. Payne for 3. He buries it from 3.
And his fantastic performance from the last game has carried over to tonight.
With someone rolling like this, just keep feeding him. That's just great coaching.
That's it. They won the series.
And they have proven how worthy they are of being conference champions. They've cleared so many big hurdles this season, and no matter what the situation has been, they just kept finding ways to get it done.
Indeed, and now one final challenge for them to overcome. Maybe the biggest challenge they faced yet.
Yeah, and you know at this stage of the playoffs, it can get exhausting. But the energy they had to close out this series.
I just did it because 600 the label, you know how we coming. Tell them they ain't taking nothing. Standing on business with go get you some money. I just got off a tour, finna go on another one. Album done, finna drop me another one. Couple M's, finna run up another one. Super Bowl ring, I had to go do. Safe to say I'm the biggest, the largest. Been stepping up since my mama stayed in them apartments. Regardless, my daddy told me keep even when I'm in foreigns. I'm heartless, cause he hating on me just because I'm the biggest, the largest, the biggest, the largest. Hey.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the biggest game of the year, the last game of the season, a winner-take-all single-game NBA Final. With Greg Anthony and Richard Jefferson, I'm Kevin Harlan. Our very own Allie LaForce has the sideline. Here we go. And it's going to be the Longhorns off the tip. And so it's official, folks. The NBA Finals have tipped off. And what a game we've got in store. So let's take a look at the Jayhawks starting five. We've got Reynolds. He's out there with Prince. Foster's out there with Reynolds. And it's Flowers on power forward. Pass to Reynolds. Off wide with his three. Here's KD. Here's Fair. That's the good off the assist from Durant.
And London has a rookie that's dishing to the man. Just that of a veteran.
About a minute played so far here in the first. Reynolds can't hit. Texas has gone 2 of 2 from three-point range in the first quarter. Rebounded by the Jayhawks. Right wing. Here's Foster. Drills the three-pointer.
And he's not going to miss that sort of an opportunity from deep.
Durant just inside the line. His shot is good, making a perfect 2 for 2 from the floor.
And you love seeing the upswing on Durant be so decisive offensively. He was such a quick release.
To the inside. Foster lays it up off the glass. Foster's got his second basket of the night.
And once he got to the 10, I think he was surprised to find himself that wide open.
Easy possessions like that really are just like, yeah, you just dream of them. He'll gladly take that.
Shot by Ford.
Well, he is looking confident. Love how they're using him so far.
Yeah, when he gets engaged this early in the game, it's bad news for the defense. He can roll this start throughout the rest of the game.
Pass to Flowers. Back on the clock. Good on the three-point shot.
He just makes it look so easy on offense. Wait, who takes pleasure in torturing defenses? He does.
Here's Fair. Beyond the arc. And Texas hits again from deep.
Three-point shooting here out of the game. That makes 4 makes already from long distance.
And a little over 2.5 minutes gone here in the first. Here's Reynolds. And the Jayhawks making a change here.
First team. Substitution on the play.
12 seconds left in the first. Pulls up, high post, and he buries that one, drilling the rim on the way down. And so the first quarter's in the books. Longhorns on front, up 4. Don't go anywhere, folks. We'll be back in just a moment. Get back into the action here in game 1. See what this quarter has in store for us. Let's take a moment here to get your guys' take on scoring so far after the Longhorns.
Well, so far, the long-range shooting has been the story, doing damage from deep.
And another thing Coach will be thrilled with, the assist numbers, spreading the wealth and creating some offensive opportunities.
We've got Dudley. Payne out there with Fair. And it's De Silva in at the point guard position. And for the Jayhawks, we've got Reynolds, and it's Hawkins in the position. The Jayhawks shoot the first 3 goals of the game on this trip to the line. And the first one at the line is good. Laboussiere's checked in for Texas. And the Jayhawks also making a change. Ours is checked in. He's off on the second. Texas leading by 5. Puts up a deep 3. Fair can't hit it. Is it up high? It's stolen by Dudley. Here's Payne. And foul on the shot, so he'll get a chance at the line. is his first free throw of the game.
At the line for two.
Shoot two.
The first one falls. Reynolds is jacked in for the Jayhawks. Payne hits them both.
Some big guys struggle at the line. Not him. He's putting in the work to defy that assumption.
2 minutes remaining in the first half.
Here's Reynolds. And a draw from three-point range. Texas leading by 7. Estefan shoots the three. Scored the basket. His second of 2 attempts.
Unwilling to let up even for a moment. That's his killer instinct. Just
Always plays hard until the final whistle, no matter what the situation is.
Timeout called the Jayhawks.